Hey everybody, thought I'd give you a start with the Chance update. He's doing good. Matter of fact, he's doing so good that he's bored to death and not satisfied. Just walking around the yard. Anyhow, thought I'd give you a update of what I've been working on. There he goes. There he starts to trot. He stays so close to you most of the time you can't really hardly get a video of him trotting. But he's done good. Diarrhea's back a little bit, not horrible like it was, but you can tell he looks great. He's got a lot of energy, and now he's getting bored. So I'll show you what I've been working on the layout. To get the foam to match my curve back there, what I did was I put this paper down because the paper could slide up underneath the backdrop, and I traced out the pattern, taped the paper together. Then I put the paper on the foam and used the foam cutter to cut it out. So now it perfectly matches that. You can see I've got the track running underneath it. So what I can do is I can mark where the track is, and then I can put a mark here, a mark here, and then I'm going to take the track up and lay on top of the paper and sort of connect the curve. I need to make sure I've got enough of a clearance in here. I want this to sort of be a deep cut. Basically, I want the train to disappear from view between Chillicothe and Oak Hill for at least part of the trip. Maybe not the whole trip, but at least part of the trip. I could get real ambitious and have a hill here and then have a fill and then or a bridge, but I'm not going to do that. I've already got a big bridge and a river here, and you can see I've been working on it. I've got some rock castings in here, and I tried to blend them together, and since it's all white, I really can't see how terrible it is. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a wash over it, and then I can see where to what I need to carve and fill in and make it look more like rocks, because right now, with it being all white, I can't tell what it's going to look like. So I'm going to mark the track and cut it out, and my goal is to get this piece in today and piece in up here today too. So I said this is the first time I've ever tried to do rock castings. So what I did was I glued them on, and I came back later, and the first time I tried to patch the holes, and I did not spray the castings with water, so it didn't work at all. And I went back and watched the video and said, oh, that's what I did. So next time I watered them all down and sprayed them and tried to patch them. And I don't have any like dental tools or anything. I was using like little screwdrivers and stuff like that. So I don't think it's very good. But what I'm going to do is I can't really tell where I need to, what I need to do, where I need to carve. So I'm just going to put a real thin wash. I took some light gray paint, just like a few drops, and I put in with some water, and I'm just going to do a little wash here and see what I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. And then maybe then I'll have some idea whether I had to start all over again or can I carve it and make it look good. I'm in the garage on the workbench. So again, I had the location of the track marked for each end, so then I just had to come out and line up where the track actually was. Of course, the bridge is going to be down here. So probably, I think about this straight section right in here is about where the bridge is. So now I've got it marked with a brown Sharpie. Outside is the track, so I just need to go in. I'm going to figure it out an inch or something and cut here all the way and do the same thing inside of this. And then I can put this piece down and this piece down. I'm not going to go stack it up real high. Maybe two pieces in the back. The terrain sort of rises in the back. This may be the only one I do in the front. And it's not going to be dead flat. I'm going to carve it out and, taper it down and things like that. So this is probably going to be, questions probably going to come up, so I'm going to deal with it now. Someone's going to ask me, what's your radius? I have no idea. To be honest with you, I have no idea what it is. I had two pre-existing modules with the track already fixed in place, and I had a fixed amount of space to connect the two of them together. So that limited my what I could do, because Oak Hill I had a certain amount of distance from, basically this is about the end of the Oak Hill module to the wall, and I had to make that curve, and then I had to curve back over because the Chillicothe tracks were farther toward the front a little bit. So I've run the trains on it. They run good. It may be sharper than I like, but it's not like 7 inches. Everything runs. I'm not going to run Autoracks. I'm not going to run 6-axle diesels. They weren't expressly prohibited on this branch, 6-axle diesels, but you never saw them. I don't know, after it ceased being like a through line all the way to Portsmouth in the 60s, then basically just became an out and back branch line, and they just used 4-axle diesels, and usually just like a GP7 or something, or GP9. They didn't need multiple units. I've never seen a picture after the line was cut back, after it was abandoned from Portsmouth. I've never seen a picture of multiple units on it. And when the DT&I ran through Oak Hill, they only had one unit on theirs too, and all the DT&I basically had was, they had a few 6-axles for use in yard service up north, and also the B&O had very few 6-axles. They were mainly confined to West Virginia and the mountains and things like that. So 4-axle diesels are going to be the norm on this line. So I don't really know what this radius is, but without either redoing the track work in Chillicothe or Oak Hill, I was really limited to what I could do here. So again, it's not 7 inches, it's fine. Trains run through it fine, and they don't look that bad either running through it, but I am going to hide part of this anyhow. So now I'm going to take the track up. I'm going to use the hot wire. I'm going to mark out here, and then I'm going to use the hot wire cutter, still hanging in there. That's what I made this cut back here with, was the hot wire cutter, and then I can put those pieces in place. Here are the two pieces cut out in place, and I put the track back in place. You can see, how it's going now. This is going to be tapered down into this. This is where Oak Hill starts, basically. Same thing here. Again, this is not just going to be a dead flat piece of foam. And here I've got to blend this in up here. So, but I am going to have it be something like this. And my plan for this side over here, basically I'm going to take the top layer off this. I'm not happy with, I don't think it needs to be that tall. I'm going to take that top layer off. This is just going to be like a farm field with cows and stuff in it. No house, nothing like that. It's just going to be like a pasture. So I'll have a fence around it. Of course, I got to blend this down. It's not going to be a square edge like that. But it's just going to be a pasture. I don't want any trees or anything, really view block. I might have a tree or something, but I don't want a big view block. And then I've messed around with those rocks back there. But I decided this hill is too tall, so I'm going to take that top layer off, sort of blend this in. Probably back here is just going to be, as you can tell, the gray wash worked pretty good. Tells where I need to do a little bit of carving. So I'm glad that I did that. This isn't probably going to raise up any higher, but this is going to be brush and trees along here. You'll be able to see, that in the background. It's not going to be real tall trees. Obviously, I have to cut this out a little bit. The river just disappears around the bend there. And I may go one more layer back here, or I may just leave it like that. But again, I don't think I'm going to make it all dead flat. If I do go one more layer, I might put like just a little piece here and there. have it sort of be a rolling ridge, sort of like you see on the backdrop there. You know, sort of something like that, not just a dead flat line of trees there. So, to be honest with you, I'm not wild about this this part of it. I enjoyed the heck out of building the buildings down here, and you know, but when it comes to modeling terrain and things, I just have never done it really before, other than outside on the garden railroad with real rocks and dirt and real plants. So I don't have much confidence in it, and yeah, so I'm a little nervous that it's going to turn out looking bad. So I do want to say one other thing before I get off here. This stuff is what I've been using. It's 3M Super 77. The liquid nails in the gun, you know, which is like the caulk gun, will work okay, but it's slow, and you know, I just not wild about it. This stuff works pretty good, and like I can take these pieces here out in the garage, because it has to set for 30 seconds or a minute or something before you put it down. I can spray it in the garage and then just carry it in here and pop it down and weight it down. It'll stick. So I'm not spraying stuff in the house. And it works pretty good, so I like it. It says it's supposed to work on foil, foam, paper, metal, plastic, fabric, cardboard, and insulation. So anyhow, got it at Lowe's. Well, my promise to keep Oak Hill neat has gone out the window, so that's what we'll be doing tonight after I get done. So I wanted to show you where I'm at right now after the holiday weekend. Again, my wife is in Ohio taking care of her mom, so it's not like I did all model railroading. I mowed the grass, I trimmed the shrubs, you know, I've watered the plants, so I've done a lot of stuff today, but I have probably should have been outside in the garden railroad as nice as it was, but I wanted to make some progress on this. So I put the bridge in place. This isn't the track that's going to go there. I actually have a piece of bridge track that I'm going to splice in. But I just wanted to see what it's going to look like and get some feedback from you. So I've gone ahead and again, this is just going to be like a farm scene, pasture with some cows, maybe a tree or two, fence, you know. I've got some rock castings here I could put in. I have to cut them down a little bit. But the thing is, you can't really see them. I mean, I don't know, you know, I guess if I put the camera like that, you'd be able to see them. But obviously the track isn't lined up. It's just sitting there. But anyhow, so I may scenic that basically, but not super detailed, because the only time you're going to see it is if, you know, I've got the camera pointed like this. I need to go in and trim some of the rock castings. Let me explain how my vision for the river. This is going to be a shallow, rocky river. So it's not going to come up to the abutments. There's going to be talus and all kinds of rock and stuff coming down from there on both sides. This is the channel coming down through here. It's going to have water. It's got a little island here where my two fingers are. It's going to have a little island there. You can see I've got a rock buried in there. That plaster is this plaster I had left over from when I was trying to blend in the rocks. I had no idea how much I was going to need, so I thought, well, I'll just dump it down in there. It won't hurt anything. But so again, it's going to have a lot of rocks and not that much water in it. Is my vision. Not a whole lot of water, not like the other one. It's just going to be a shallow, rocky stream, and then of course during a flood it would fill up the whole channel. So that's my vision for this. Again, back here, I can tell there's some places, I don't know if I can point them out, like right in here. The plaster sort of flowed up a little bit, and I'm going to have to, you know, maybe cut a little bit of, like, I don't like the way it looks right here, you know, so I'm going to have to cut a little bit of grooves in there with the knife, but besides that, I'm pretty happy with it. Over here, these are glued down. I haven't decided what this is going to be. If it's just going to be forest, if it's going to be something, I don't know. I'd sort of like to get like a fire tower put in there, because Southern Ohio, they have fire towers around, and Chance's hanging out watching me. So I heard him panting behind me. But anyhow, this is where I'm at. And so Sculptamold is next. I don't know if I'm going to Sculptamold this or not. In one of his videos, he doesn't Sculptamold. Another one, he does Sculptamold it. I don't want it to, fill in my shallow channel there. So if I do it, it's going to be very, very shallow. But I do need to probably cover the foam with more than paint before I pour the water. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and post this. Be 3 videos in 3 days, but one Sunday morning about the feedback was just sort of a spontaneous one, because I got such good feedback from everybody. I wanted to sort of share it. So everybody, stay safe, and I'll probably post something later on in the week.